Hello again, everyone. Dan Bachman here. Time for an update. So I think it's been a month and a half or so since my last one, and I got just as a reminder, my oncologist told me I had 2 to 6 months to live. So that would put me, the 2 months would be mid-November, which is my birthday, November 18. So that's my near-term goal. And today is October 31st, Halloween. So I've got about 2.5 weeks or so before we reach that. I'm still feeling good. All right? So it looks like I'm optimistic about reaching that goal. And a few things have happened. So just as a refresh, so last time I met with her, because the cancer had spread to my pancreas, the head of my pancreas, and she had told me, well, you've got a little tubule there that biliary tubule, I believe, that if the tumor grows, it can pinch that tubule off and cause your liver to shut down, which is bad. She said, if you start turning yellow, like your eyes and skin, which is jaundice, they call it, she said, you've got a day or two. So I check every day. I'm like, do I have any yellow anywhere? So far, so good. She said we have 3 options. We have either an early phase trial of a new drug, and this would be immunotherapy, also known as targeted therapy. So, which I'll describe in a minute. So, a trial of a new drug that hasn't been tested yet. I would be a guinea pig. 2 would be going back to the chemo we've used before, which I'm not excited about, not fun. And then 3 is do nothing. So she said the 2-month estimate is if you do nothing. So far I have done nothing. I mean, other than just, my regular healthy diet and trying to get sleep and try to exercise, all those things. I've been doing nothing, but I met with a doctor, an oncologist who runs a phase 1 trial. Met with her twice. She's super sharp. I'm very happy with her. And the question was, I didn't even know if I would qualify for some of these drugs, because basically the phase 1 trial drugs they haven't really been tested in humans for this purpose. They may have been used for other things in the past. So we have some idea how they work, some of them, with other people for other things. We just don't know how they work for cancer. And number 1 is finding out if I'm a candidate. And basically, regular chemo is essentially like drinking poison and hoping it kills the tumor before it kills you, right? So that's why it's so rough on us, because it's not just beating up our cancer, it's also beating the rest of us up too. Well, immunotherapy or targeted therapy, my understanding is that this is a poison that's designed only to affect tumors, or mostly tumors. So that means you can take a higher dose because it's not beating the rest of you up and get more of the medicine to the tumor itself and hopefully have an effect. Fewer side effects, lower risks. So this is the cutting edge of oncology, and in the process of replacing traditional chemotherapy that just makes people's hair fall out and all that stuff. So it's a very promising and encouraging process so far with immunotherapy, how it works in general. So it looks like that's going to be the new holy grail, or at least temporarily, for cancer. But we don't know if they had in this trial ones that targeted my tumors would respond to. So I went and did blood work, EKG. I've had 2 visits now, and lo and behold, I qualified for 3 trials. So of course I asked my oncologist, said, hey, what's the best one? I want to get in that one. So she told me, here's number 1. This is the most effective one we expect. Here's number 2. Here's number 3. They got me in to the number 1, the most effective one. Unfortunately, there's a lag before we can start. So there's a bunch of paperwork with trials. They have tons of strict requirements and stuff. So long story short, I met with her I think a week ago now. And she said that I'm all set to go on November 15th. So November 15th is when I actually start the trial. And I'm like, that's when I'm supposed to be dead then. So I'm hoping, sorry, this is allergies, I suspect. I don't think it's my lung tumors. We just had a weather change here. So I'm hoping, sorry, hoping it's my allergies. I feel good overall. I don't feel infectious or anything. So I'm hoping I can just make it until the trial date, and of course hoping that the immunotherapy works on me. And they said about 18% of people respond. So again, we're shooting for a real small target number, but because I'm relatively young, because I'm already pretty healthy, because I'm not diabetic and have, COPD and thyroid, all the overweight and sedentary, because of all those things, it puts me in a much better position to respond well to these things. So the opportunity, we'll see is the short. We'll see is the answer to everything. But it looks like I'm well positioned to do well on this drug if it is ultimately going to be helpful. So I'm excited about that, and it's oral too. So it's just a pill I take. And then there's 1 month cycles, and they can go indefinitely. There is a mandatory tumor biopsy, December 13th. So I guess it'll be about a month into it. We don't know which. I'm not excited about that. Going to poke in a tumor and maybe it bleeds cells out and they spread elsewhere. I'm not excited about that. I've had 2 already. I've had a liver biopsy and a lung biopsy. They're not fun, but they're not awful, typically. So we don't know which tumor they would look at. She said they would get together with all my team, my oncology team, and figure out which tumors are most accessible to do a biopsy on, like stick a needle deep in there and bite a piece off. Most accessible and safest. And that's where we'd go. And I'm in Austin, but I would have to go to San Antonio for that. And, you never get a benefit for free. There's always some other stuff you don't like with it. But at this point, I'm trying to buy time. I'm trying to extend the clock here. And if we can just keep adding some extra time, some extra overtime to my life, it gives us opportunities for new drugs to come out or new treatment approaches, my body to catch up and start healing. So the more time I have, obviously it's beneficial because I have more time. That's what I want. I want lots and lots. I want decades. But it also opens up opportunities treatment-wise that I might not have had. So I would hate to die before some great cancer breakthrough came out and miss out on it. But, excuse me, just a little tickly cough. So I'm excited about that. And feeling better. I got off keto, by the way. It was tearing up my stomach. I was having gas pains, just discomfort, bloating. I know the theories behind it. So I'm back on a healthy omnivore diet. Eat plenty of fiber, eating good food, drinking good water, getting as much sleep as I can. My sleep is still poor. I'm still waking up every 2-3 hours, but to go for a bathroom trip. But overall, honestly, today is the best day I've felt in probably 2 weeks. Energetic, belly feels good, and not sure what to attribute that to, other than maybe all of your prayers. And man, let me just say, I'm just overwhelmed with the outpouring. I feel like there is an ocean of prayers and love around me. It's so hard to even comprehend. I'm just so grateful to all of you guys. And I know a lot of you are going through the same thing yourself, or have a family member, loved one, friend who's going through this stuff, or have been through it. And my prayers and my thoughts are with all of you, of course. I wish I could respond to each of you individually in the way that you deserve. I read all your comments. And I would feel bad just leaving a like on it and not giving you the kind of comment it deserves. I'm just not able. It's too many. So my love to all of you, my well wishes, my good mojo, everything I can send you, just feel it coming through the screen at you right now. You are much, much, much appreciated and much loved. I'm loving life. Every day is an adventure. I touched on that last time. I've had some time to kind of reflect, and I'm not feeling quite as emotional as I did last time. I'm just more chirpy and happy. But that's every time we hit one of these milestones. Ooh, it looks like things turned the wrong way. it takes me a bit to kind of work through it in my head and wrap my mind around it and deal with it. Okay, here's our plan going forward. It takes me a bit. And I think I spoke with you guys last 2 days after I'd gotten that news. That I didn't want, of course. But since then, I'm back to my usual chipper self. I continue working every day. Love it. I decided, some of you have asked, why are you working? It's because I love it. I have the best job I can think of, which is getting to work with people who are in a lot of pain, and I call myself a pain Sherpa. Looking for a kind of a way to describe this, I don't fix anyone's pain, but a Sherpa is a guide who takes climbers up a mountain. The Sherpa knows the route. The Sherpa knows, hey, here are the best things to put in your bag. Oh, don't go that way, go this way. Here's a tip to prevent from freezing at night. So basically that's how I see my job, and it's so rewarding and enjoyable and stimulating and challenging to get to meet someone who may not even be able to do life. They may not be able to walk or stand or pick up their kids, and work through them with a really short, intense relationship we have together, and hopefully guide them in a direction that gets them well fast. So I love my job. I wondered if I would at some point want to just sell my practice and travel the world for a month or something. I feel most complete here. So anyway, in answer to that question that some of you guys had, also, it's an interesting balance of acknowledging on one hand that my blood work and my scans and stuff, they're going the wrong direction. They're not the direction I want. And on the other hand, knowing that I'm not these things are not absolute and automatically true. They're just the odds are turning against me. But on the other hand, people beat this stuff all the time. We don't really understand why. Why can't I be one of those people? That's my attitude. So I'm not willfully ignorant or in denial that, hey, my number may be coming up soon. I'm not in denial. But on the other hand, I'm going to live the hell out of the life I have and extract as much juice from it as I can, because it's so rich, and this may be my last chance to do so. But also, I'm not going to behave as if I'm going to live to be 90 or 100. That's basically what I've decided. What would you do? Now, this gets interesting because all doctors have continuing education requirements. We have to take courses to stay up to date on the latest research, to get licensed again. We have to get licensed again. It makes me wonder, should I renew? Should I? These things pop in your head. Oh, I'm getting licensed. Am I going to be here? Or could I spend this money elsewhere? Or renewing leases. I mean, all these things are just weird things that pop up that you don't expect. But I'm behaving as if I'm going to live a long, rich, happy, healthy life. And until evidence persuades me otherwise, that's my working assumption. So, and I've got another patient coming in here in about 10 minutes, so I'm going to cut this a little short. But I did want to check in and let you guys know where I am, how I'm feeling. I'm not despondent. I'm happy. This is not an act. This is the real me. You got the real me last time too. So you're just getting, there are ups and downs, but it's 80%, 90% up for me. So, and the downs are getting not as down as before. So, which typically happens after I get news that I may not be happy about. So anyway, before my other patient walks in, so glad to see you all. Appreciate and love you all. Hope you have a great week.